What a week.
Yeah, it's right. What a week. Big week for the two of us. Because we featured on another podcast that was released this week. You're a Good Kid. How are you feeling about it all a few days later? Have you listened to it?
Listened to it, loved it, have gotten so much feedback, positive feedback, all positive. And the people that I know have gone back and listened to all of them. They enjoyed it so much. It was edited so well. They really showed us in such a good light. They made me sound a lot better than I usually do. So I'm grateful that we got the opportunity, and I'm loving all the feedback, and I'm very grateful that they had us on.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
my legs.
Hey, that's fine. You do you. The podcast was You're a Good Kid, which is really taking off as an important sort of new podcast. Run by James and Nick Van Cuylenberg, Dr. James. I'm not used to calling him that. But yeah, it's about childhood and how that impacts your sort of development as an adult. So pretty relevant to ADHD. And they got us on mainly to talk about, our story and our journey having been diagnosed as adults, but looking back on our childhood. So the feedback we've received it's knocked me down, to be honest. It's been lovely. What can you think of one of the sort of comments that has struck you the most that we've got sort of mainly through Instagram and things like that?
Yeah, there was a lady that said she had a neurospicy husband and 2 children. I can't even remember what she said, but it was so nice, and it just reminded me of why we started this podcast, and it was just to raise awareness and decrease the stigma around mental health, ADHD, and everything that goes on in between. So that was really nice. That made me feel so warm and fuzzy.
I think that's exactly right. That's what she was saying. She was saying that it was nice to see to other people who were normal people who were sort of serving to raise awareness and destigmatize, like you said. But lovely to get a message like that from someone who clearly has a significant experience of ADHD, if she's got 2 kids with ADHD and a husband with ADHD. So, but special thanks to James and Nick for having us. It was genuinely something special.
Thanks,
it's been
guys.
a great week. Yep. Thanks so much.
It was really nice. I love. I just love the idea of the podcast. I love what they're doing. I've loved all the interviews and all the guests they've had, and I still can't believe that we were one of them.
Yeah, and we should also say that on our next episode of ADHD Double Dose, we will have the one and only Dr. James Van Cuylenberg in a studio with us to answer all our questions. So actually, if you have any questions that you'd like us to ask James, then shoot them through on Insta or Facebook, and we'll ask him. So if there's a question about ADHD you've been wondering about, now's the time to let us know, because we'll have the opportunity to discuss it with him. But that should be a banger of an episode.
Clinical psychologist, that's a pretty big deal. And I'm sure a lot of people, aren't that... I mean, it's hard to see a psychologist at the moment. There's a huge waiting list. People may not have the funds to see one. So if there's anything that anyone wants to know, this is the perfect time to ask him questions.
Now's your chance. Yep. Actually, that's a good point. I haven't asked him how much we have to pay him per hour. His rate's probably pretty high, but worth it. So we'll get him on and find that out. But yeah, we just thought we'd jump on and say thank you to all the people who've sent lovely messages, and all the people who've been following us along since the start. It really is made it all worth it. To get your lovely feedback. So thank you.
We never thought anybody would listen, and the fact that somebody that's not related to us or in our inner circle listened to us and listened to us for an hour. I mean, that's just crazy, let alone every fortnight for an hour. That's a big deal, and that just makes us feel so good, because if we can make sense to one person, I mean, that's all we've really ever wanted. We've wanted to make sense to anyone. And the fact that we're getting all these random people listen and relate to us is amazing.